Morning gardeners, it's August in the vegetable demonstration beds in Zilker Botanical Gardens. We have a group that has been gardening safely distanced through COVID right through the summer. And some things that we're doing in August are we are making sure that the irrigation can get down to the plants. Mulch can get packed and the water sometimes can run right off the top. So we're just kind of loosely poking holes around our plant, making sure that the overground irrigation can soak down. Another task that we're doing in August in the garden is we're making water wells at the base of our plant. We want to make sure that our mulch isn't in a mountain shape around the stem of our plants. So we're going to pull back the soil and really make a ring around it with the mulch, making sure when we water, the water really funnels down to the base of our plant and doesn't just run off to the sides. If you listen to Gardening Naturally on KLBJ on Saturday and Sunday mornings, you'll hear Jeff Ferris talk a lot about seaweed in August. It is that third number. As we look at the numbers on the front of fertilizers, NPK, it's that third number, potassium, potash. But seaweed also has a lot of trace minerals and plant hormones and is good for plant stress. So both heat stress and freeze stress, as well as root development. It is also really good for your lawn. Another task for your Austin garden in August is to add some shade cloth. Our strawberries are not flowering right now, but they're an ever-bearing variety and we want to keep them going so they'll flower again in the fall. You'll see that they're starting to put out runners, exactly what we want, and these runners will root on the side and we'll have more strawberry plants. So just add a layer of shade cloth. It's getting hot for tomatoes. As the temperatures rise, they will stop flowering. You can over-summer them and they'll come back as temperatures cool for a fall crop. They'll benefit if you cover them with some shade cloth, just like the strawberries. To cover a bare area in our demonstration bed, we erected a really simple bamboo pole trellis. We're growing purple hull peas that we started in the middle of June. So as these plants grow, legumes of all kind are nitrogen fixing. So it's not only shading the soil in this area, we're growing food and we're preparing the soil for our fall crops. When it's time to cut these down, we'll cut it at soil level and the roots and the nitrogen will be available for our fall crops. One change that we're making in the August garden is we are doing longer, deeper soaks for watering. We use a chlorine filter for city water. The city of Austin actually recommends that you let your city water sit out for 24 hours before you use it on food gardens. So an alternative is to buy a chlorine filter. It's a hose end, it screws into the end of your hose and will filter your water. If you've had plant growth that's nice and green at the beginning, but that yellows some, it could be from treated water. So this is an alternative. I bought this one at the Natural Gardener. A fun August activity that you can do at home is sprouting some late season sunflowers. This is an activity that we like to do at school. You can put a paper towel in a Ziploc bag and just lay the sunflowers on top of them. I taped this in a window that got morning sun and they literally sprouted in 2 or 3 days. At this point, after you see the roots, you'll want to transfer them to 4-inch pots. The roots do need air, so they can't grow much longer in a Ziploc bag. But then you can have a late season crop of sunflowers and you can leave them for songbirds that'll be migrating in the fall. One of the things that we've learned in our demonstration beds is to fight trying to tidy up plants too much. On our sunflowers, you can see we're still getting some fresh ones, but we have some that are fading. We do things like removing the dead stems, but we want to leave the sunflowers for the seeds. Songbirds will be coming in the fall, and as they migrate, they will eat these seed heads. We can also harvest some for next year.